In September 1983, Cold War friction between the US and the Soviet Union was at its absolute highest point in history. Just 3 weeks prior, the Soviets had shot down a civilian Korean airliner that crossed into their airspace. In response, NATO initiated a massive military exercise. Because of the extreme paranoia, the Soviet military established a strict defensive strategy known as launch on warning. The logic of the strategy was entirely automated. If the computer systems detected incoming American intercontinental ballistic missiles, the Soviet Union would not wait for physical confirmation or impact. They would launch a total retaliation strike immediately. The central node for this data processing was Serpukhov-15, a secret command bunker hidden south of Moscow. The duty officer responsible for monitoring the tracking was Stanislav Petrov, a software engineer and military analyst. Just after midnight, the bunker's automated early warning tracking system, codenamed AKO, triggered a high priority alert. The main terminal registered a single missile launch originating from a military base in Montana, heading directly towards Soviet territory. Within seconds, the software upgraded the warning level. It detected a second launch, then a third, a fourth, and a fifth. The system completely overrode standard verification protocols and flashed the final threat assessment: nuclear missile strike. Petrov had no less than 50 minutes before projected impact to pass the data up to the Soviet General Staff, but as the engineer, Petrov noticed two critical technical contradictions in the data stream. First, a 5 missile attack completely violated basic military logic. A real American first strike would involve hundreds of missiles launched simultaneously to completely paralyze the Soviet Union's capacity to punch back. 5 missiles looked like a data anomaly, not an actual war. Second, the bunker relied on a two-tier verification system. The satellites tracked from orbit, but ground-based radar tracked the horizon. Petrov immediately contacted the ground radar operators, and their screens were completely clear. Nothing was crossing the horizon. The automated satellite alert was entirely unconfirmed by ground systems. Balancing a software alert against a blank radar screen, Petrov made an unverified decision. He bypassed standard operating protocol, dialed his superiors, and officially reported the incident as a system malfunction. The bunker remained on standby as the 15-minute countdown hit zero. No explosions occurred. Moscow was completely untouched. A subsequent investigation revealed the exact root cause of the glitch. The OKO satellite operated in a highly specific elliptic orbit. At the exact time on September 26, an incredible astronomical alignment occurred between the satellite, the sun, and the high-altitude clouds over the American Midwest. The satellite's infrared sensors were programmed to detect the heat and light signatures generated by rocket engines. Instead, the sensors caught the intense reflection of sunlight bouncing off the tops of high-altitude clouds. The system's filtering software was too crude. It failed to differentiate between a static solar reflection and a moving thermal signature, processing the glare as an active missile ignition and sending false telemetry down to the bunker. Because this incident exposed massive flaws in Soviet military software, the entire event was immediately classified. Petrov was not rewarded, he was reprimanded for poor logbook entries and quietly resigned. The incident proves a terrifying reality about our digital age. The greatest existential threat isn't always intentional malice. Sometimes it's just a massive oversight in the code.